The other good thing, the other important thing to bear in mind about the Wodyetia, right, and this also applies to our Phoenix and Roystonia, is that it pretty reliably grows dead straight up, and it doesn't spread out. So in this situation, I mean, you can forget any kind of canopy tree with branches that stick out the side. You know, the buses are just going to, you know, stop them from growing out, and even if they do grow out, then they'll cause complaints. So in this situation, this is a really a situation where the single stem palms come into their own, especially, in my opinion, Wodyetia bifurcata, because they grow straight up in that very narrow space between the buses. So that's the area I was just talking about a minute ago, and now I've crossed over Haiphong Road, and I just wanted to show you, you know, the general effect of those Wodyetia bifurcata. Shrub planting is looking a bit pathetic. We've got Ficus microcarpa, golden leaves. You know, I mean, shrub planting lasts even less than the trees. You know, so those must be the original shrubs from 13 years ago, and they're looking pretty, you know, a bit worse for wear now. You know, you wouldn't expect much shrub planting to last more than 10 years. But you know, here's the Wodyetia bifurcata, and I've mentioned before, I think these upright palms look rather pathetic when they're standing by themselves. But when you got them in a line or a group like that, I think the effect is quite striking. Just for your illumination, right? Let's see what the spacings are between these trees. Now, these profile barrier sections are 1 meter wide, so we can see that these Wodyetia are planted at 4 meter centers. That's what they look like at 4 meter centers. I reckon you could go even a little bit closer, you know, because anyway, I think 4 meter centers is fair. If you look carefully at the top of the tree there, you can see the leaf shaft, right, that I mentioned to you before on the Wodyetia, and you can see where the lower leaves have been cut off. Right? Now the reason that they've been cut off is because if you just let them fall off naturally in this situation, you get a massive great frond like that drop on somebody's windscreen, then you're not just going to get a complaint. That really, even in my book, you know, is something to be concerned about. So part of the maintenance for these palms is to remove all of the lower leaves to avoid these big fronds falling off, dying off and falling off naturally. So that's not really the natural crown of the tree. You know, its natural state would have more fronds at the bottom of the crown. Still, I think it's worth it personally.